Here we are with another Geek Out, the Geek Out, in episode number 12. I don't have enough fingers for that. I need somebody to hold up 2 fingers. I got 10. There we go. Oh, now we got 14. Too far. There we go. 12. Episode 12. And we have two topics today. One surrounding the recent news and with Black Panther, and some discussion on Xbox and PlayStation 5 and backwards compatibility. And that's what we're going to start with. But before we do, we got to introduce some people here. I'm me. Oh, wait, James. James, you know me as James. I'm the moderator. I talk. And then there's that person. That's Lauren.
Hello.
And then we have Robert.
Awful.
And we have Kiefer. And we have Tiffany.
Hello.
And our first topic of the day is going to focus on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox, the competition between the two, and which one offers the best backwards compatibility. And the way we're going to do things differently. We always do the round table and just do clockwork around the circle and in different directions. But I'm just going to throw it out there. What do you guys think about this? And first person to talk gets this one when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox backwards compatibility. Let's discuss it, guys.
I say PlayStation missed a big opportunity because they already had like the software for like emulating the PS1 at least. Even just the PS1 would have been fine because like on the PS3 they fully emulated it in the hardware. So then I mean they could have done something similar at least for that on like the PS5 or something. But they just have some PS4 backwards compatibility. That's about it. Well, the Xbox Series X has backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox, which is still interesting. But what's even better is that on the Xbox Series X, you can actually buy dev mode for $20, download the RetroArch emulator, and emulate PS1 and PS2. So the Xbox is more backwards compatible with PlayStation games than the PlayStation is.
They basically stepped in and said, well, if you're not going to be backwards compatible with your games, we'll be backwards compatible with your games and our games.
I just don't. It must be a money thing. It has to be. There's no reason why Sony should be this far behind the curve when it comes to something as simple as that. At least I don't feel like there's any non-financial reason why it should be like this.
They shouldn't be. It's likely that they just don't want to pay the people to reprogram everything and rewrite the engine or whatever's behind that they're not being able to do it. Or maybe they are able to do it and they just don't want to. Maybe they want you to rebuy it or rent it or subscribe.
It certainly makes it less appealing to me to go out and get a PS5.
I remember hearing something about Sony saw that a very small percentage of their user base actually used the backwards compatibility. So they were questioning why they were spending so much time and money on making it when not many people were using it. So that's when it kind of stopped being a huge thing for them.
Who faked those analytics? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm sure there's somebody that's out there somewhere that's sitting in front of their PlayStation 5 going, man, I wish I could just stick in Chrono Trigger and play that.
Well, okay, I have questions. Because I think the only I've never played Xbox. I think I played PS2 once. Who does Rock Band? What system is that on?
Both.
Okay, well, my roommate had Rock Band, and we would do that. I usually played the guitar, if that matters. But I would think that backwards compatibility would be really important if your older systems don't work anymore. So is that a thing? Are your older systems now no good because you have a new one? Because can't you just have both? I mean,
you could, but now you have multiple. It depends on your setup and what you have access to. If you have, if you have the power strip that has the available connections for all those power plugs, and you have enough inputs to route everything and switch between all the consoles or if you even want to bother with it, maybe you want to keep a smaller footprint going with everything, and you just want one system, one TV, one receiver, and you're done, and you can play any game you want on that system.
Yeah.
No, I get that, and well, so for me, I don't have a gaming system except for my roommate's old Wii. Um, which, yeah, I had set up for a while, and then I had to take it down because I had to add something and blah, 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 and how many holes you have in your TV and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of setting it up in a different room with a different TV, but you know me, that's going to happen when I get around to it. So, but yeah, I think if you're going to have backwards capabilities that, yeah, go with the Xbox. Sheesh. Why limit yourself? I mean, yeah, maybe you won't use it a lot, but have the option. Have it there. Why aren't they doing it? What a bunch of idiots. I'd do it.
Plus, you have the ability of maybe even enhancing your graphics like the Xbox. When they took that route, that was smart because not only are you having one system to do everything, but some of those games will even get you better graphics and or even better frame rates on the new console. So you're able to replay some of these older games, with an experience that's all new and better than what you had before, while not having to rebuy the game to do it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, okay, so since I don't play either of these, comparatively speaking, who has the better games? You guys think?
That's user preference.
Yeah. I personally think that PlayStation has better first-party games, or exclusives, I mean, but yeah, it's preference.
Okay.
Although that's changing now because Microsoft's been buying out a lot of game studios to make sure that they had more exclusive titles underneath their name. But I'm still a big fan, I'm an Xbox guy myself, but I'm still, if I look back at the top games ever, like just in history, I still lean towards Nintendo. I mean, they got me. They got me right there. I'm a Mario guy. Mario, Zelda, all that stuff. Nintendo really had it, and because it wasn't just, it was just fun. That's what it dials down to. Is just plain fun for kids, adults, everyone. Just fun. But second best, I don't know. I think Xbox and PlayStation, in my heart, are the same. They both have amazing games. It's just which one wins me over with all the features and people that I play with. Which everybody's on Xbox, so mostly.
But
I think Lauren's being attacked by something in her room.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're gonna have a visitor. That's scary.
Hey, Nemo. Nemo.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, boy? Ladies and gentlemen, our sixth guest of today, Nemo.
Hello.
No, Boo, don't look out the window. You'll screw up my lighting.
He's just under the
there it goes.
Moaning and groaning.
My lighting is all changed now.
Robert, you got no input? What do you got?
Well, I come from the old school. Usually, when I beat a game, I'm done with it. If the game like Grand Theft Auto, they have online updates, and I want to play. That's pretty cool. Call of Duty. Xbox is probably leading the way in terms of backwards. I'm not sure why Sony never did, and I like the game. Catch up eventually, but yeah, I have to agree with everybody saying Xbox is, when it comes backwards, they're king at the moment.
Xbox really is just killing it right now, and the PlayStation fans, they're not playing fair. There's so much discussion going on in social media, and if you notice, there's some bad apples on both sides. There's some Xbox fans saying, "Hey, PlayStation sucks." There's PlayStation fans saying Xbox sucks. But some of these really juvenile comments that have been hitting the net lately are PlayStation fans claiming that Xbox is crap and this and that and blah blah blah, and the games on PlayStation are so much better. And you see some of the replies from Xbox fans, and they're just going, "Why are you such a sore loser?" They're not going into the PlayStation chats going, "Hey, the Xbox better than this crap. What's wrong? What are you guys talking about?" Now, I've been noticing that a lot lately. But while it's still, once in a while you'll run into some bad apples on both sides. But I'm talking Twitter, Facebook, things like that. Like every time Xbox launches a new comment out there to get the opinion of people, like they just did, "What's your favorite game?" Or "What's the last game that made you go ooh?" And it was just littered with PlayStation fans going, "Xbox sucks." And then all the Xbox fans were laughing.
Gamers can have a really nasty side to them in general. Yes. I've noticed this. It's unfortunate because they should be better than that. Well, everybody should be better than that. But
Everybody should be better than that. But unfortunately, the human species is littered with trolls everywhere we turn, and everybody's looking to just put everybody down underneath their thumb and make them feel terrible. That's just the human race. But but yeah, Xbox is killing it. Xbox is the clear winner, I think, in backwards compatibility. They're and I think even though that the whole PlayStation emulation isn't 100% official, I mean that's not Xbox saying that, hey, Xbox or we're Microsoft and we're going to give you the ability to emulate PlayStation software on our console. No, that's fans that are creating that, but Xbox or Microsoft is the one that said, hey, we're going to unlock it and allow you to do stuff, have fun.
Yeah.
Smart.
I think that decision was mainly as a deterrent for people to try and mod their consoles to, be able to do that. They're like, let's just give them the features that they want. Like, just make it so they can make their Xbox into a dev kit, so then they can just go wild and not try and break our console.
And smart. It is an absolutely intelligent move on their part that is going to help enhance the security of the system as well, because when they're modding and hacking the system, that creates vulnerabilities and other things that we don't want to play with. We just want to have fun, and to do it officially, that's pretty cool. Now, and plus Microsoft can't get in trouble because Sony's going to be looking for the people creating the actual modded software and not them. So smart, Microsoft.
But technically, since these people are running in a clean room environment, like I think at least for PCSX2, they can't, I don't think PlayStation can have any legal action against them. They're not like stealing PlayStation software; they're recreating it from the ground up, basically.
But you're enabling the ability to use their licensed product in a environment that they don't, agree with. If you look deep into the language of the user agreements between Sony's consoles and their games and stuff like that, I'm sure there's text in there that says that you are only given the ability of ownership if you're going to play this on an authorized Sony console. Because there's always some kind of wordage in there, not to get too boring when it comes to law, to cover their own butts. So that way, if you do try to play it on something else where they're losing money now because you're not buying their console to play their software, then that gives them an open hole to be able to come after somebody for that and say, no, you can't do that. That's not official. It's not licensed. You can't do that. Well, I think that covers pretty much the Xbox and the PlayStation battle there. And unless anybody else has some more input for that one.
I say one last thing. I say that making the consoles backwards compatible farther back actually helps, because then people are like, oh, well, I don't need my original Xbox then, because then they sell it, and then to get more money for the Series X, because they don't feel bad for selling it since they can play those games on the Series X. And then you get more sales because more people can afford it.
And whoever at Sony came up with those analytics saying that their users aren't really making use of the features, I think they're lying. I think that's false analytics.
Also remember that Sony has PlayStation Now.
Yes.
Which is their, monthly subscription to streaming older games via their system. So if they had backwards compatibility, they probably have way fewer people spending, money each month to use that service. So I'm sure that's probably part of it as well.
We'll take the route of Microsoft, because, they were thinking about that too, because Microsoft's making the Xbox Live go away. Where in order to play online and everything, you have to have Xbox Live. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, well, we're going to take that, because they also have the game subscription option. I don't subscribe. I'm an Xbox Live guy, because I don't need to stream any of the games. I have all the games that I want to play, but what they're doing is they're doing away with Xbox Live, and they're going to replace it and have everybody use the new game subscription as their online access. And I think they're going to make it affordable and reasonable, so it's not much more than the Xbox Live, but that way you get Xbox Live plus the ability to stream games. So that way they're making that subscription profit and giving you backwards compatibility at the same time. So it's a win-win for them, because they're still making a buttload of money.
That's terrific. That just raises them higher on my list.
Yep.
So it's called Xbox Game Pass.
Yes, that would definitely make them higher on my list. A list that has nobody on it. But yes, they would be the highest for all of those things.
Number one of one on my list.
Right.
Number one on my list of one.
There you go. Which one has Rock Band? Wait a minute.
That's like Robert. As long as it has GTA, it's all that matters.
What is GTA?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
Oh, right.
He likes stealing cars and crashing them into places.
Oh, and Batman and Call of Duty.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I have the Wii only because it has all those fun fitness and balance games on them, you know. But
those were pretty good for a while there. All right. Well, that brings us into a second question here, or a second topic, and this one is highlighting the recent news for Black Panther and the main character. And Chadwick, as we all know, passed away, and it was unfortunate. He was an amazing actor and did just a great job on the role of Black Panther. So we've kind of hinted in the past on who would replace him, but we never really went too far into that. And so today we get to talk about that, except for the fact that Marvel Studios announced just a few days ago that they're not going to replace him. So it's kind of in the honor of Chadwick and everything he's brought to the movie, and it's just him and as a person as well, and because he's apparently such a great guy. So they want to honor him by saying, we're not going to replace him, but they are going to go on with the movie. So it's going to be more of just the support characters in the movie are going to fill in the role in the gap, while also providing a lot of just a shout out to who he was and everything. And that being said, even though he's not going to be replaced with another Black Panther, which, could change too. You never know. They might change their mind on that eventually. But who do you think should have, if they even should have? Do you think they made the right choice? Do you think they should have replaced the character? If you do think, then who should have taken the role? So I'll throw that out there.
Well, I'll start. Well, I think that it's interesting that they're not going to replace the role. Until I know the story, I don't know if that's a good plan or not. If they were to replace him, recast the role, I always liked Michael Ealy for the role. And he's got beautiful blue eyes, and that's enough for me. So there you go. I think he'd be really, really good. Other than that, I was actually watching TV last night, and they had that ridiculous commercial on with the Cuckoo Crusties.
Cuckoo Crusties.
So I went, wait a minute, that guy from the commercial could play him. So I looked him up. His name is Kevin Miles, or Mem. It's Mims. He has it listed as both. He could do it. I mean, but yeah, Michael Ealy all the way. That's my only choice. But it will be interesting to see what direction the films are going to go in without a Black Panther. So I'll have to see what they come up with before I decide if it was a good idea to leave it without or not. I don't know. It's hard to say. If they can write a good story, I'm behind it. If not, But yeah, it's tragic. Tragic that he died.
It is indeed. Robert, what do you think? I know you got something brewing in your mind there.
Well, this is how I'm interpreting it. There will be a Black Panther. They're not going to replace the character of T'Challa.
Right.
T'Challa is the one they're going to leave as Chadwick Boseman. There will be a Black Panther. And if you go back to the comic books, his sister took over the role as Black Panther.
Ooh.
Right. They want to. So, for example, if you think about War Machine, James Roden, it was first by Terrence Howard. The reason why they replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle was because of money. That's why that happened. With Chadwick, unfortunately, he passed away. So, to replace another, I'm not saying that another person couldn't be T'Challa, but I think Chadwick did a phenomenal job as T'Challa. In my opinion, I don't think anyone else can play T'Challa. And Chadwick actually had practice when he played A Message from the King, where he actually played a African patrolman who came to Los Angeles to find out what happened to his sister, and had to develop the African accent. So From what I understand, T'Challa will not be replaced.
Right.
Either give the mantle to his sister, or I'm thinking Eric Eba Iris. I think he would be a nice Black Panther temporarily, but it still should go to his sister because that was happening in the comic book, or because Black Panther, the Black Panther could be male or female. I'm not sure who's that girl's name from the Second in Command, bald, who is also from The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone know?
I know who she is, but
I still think the sister would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, because the sister may not be ready yet.
Right.
She can be. It was the black female from The Walking Dead who had the fight with the guy with the rhino. The one who threw her hair during the fight scene, saying the itches. She could be a temporary Black Panther. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think the role should be given to the sister. And one more thing, in the 1970s, late 80s, there was a Black Panther cartoon. And there was a tournament. And his sister was vying for the role, but T'Challa beat her out to it. So that's how I'm interpreting the way Marvel's going to do it, and those are my ideas in terms of how they can take Black Panther to the next level. But as far as T'Challa, from what I understand, no other person is playing T'Challa. Not to say someone can't, but Chadwick Boseman is to T'Challa as Robert Downey Jr. is to Tony Stark. When I think of Tony Stark, I think of one person. Could someone else play Tony Stark? Yes. But as of right now, Robbie Downey Jr. So that's my thoughts.
Absolutely. And the girl's name is Denai Guerrera?
Yeah.
I think I'm saying it right.
She would make an awesome Black Panther.
I don't know. She's the kind of like his main guard.
Oh no, yeah, no, I know who that is.
She's a complete bad, and she does a great job in The Walking Dead. But I think personally, I think she's really good for dark and serious characters. Black Panther was pretty serious, but I don't know. I just think she's good in the character she's at. That she would be a good, very very short temporary crossover between Chadwick or Chadwick's character and his sister. But I just don't think she would play a really good Black Panther directly. But that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. So, but she is a good actress.
Right.
It's just the personality, I think, is like the biggest conflict there. I think she'd be too serious and too monotone, I guess would be the way to put it. Her not to insult her, because again, great actress, but her personality and her characters are usually just so monotone.
Right.
Serious. But she's perfect for Walking Dead, running around with a samurai sword, cutting off the heads of zombies.
I've never watched that show, so I only know her from Black Panther.
Right.
So.
Anyone else have any input?
Not really. I agree with both, Robert and Tiffany. I think that if they were to do Michael Ealy never even entered my mind. You're right, Tiff. I think he would actually do pretty well if they were to do a direct replacement.
Right.
But I don't think that would be. I don't think there's really any reason to do that, and I don't think it's really appropriate at the time right now anyway. So.
And I wouldn't have anything to add. I know like 3 actors total. I knew no one that you guys mentioned.
I like it. Robert brings up what's his name, Iris. Is it Iris or
Idris
Iris?
Elba? It's Idris Elba.
Yeah, Elba. Oh yes. He is a really awesome actor when it comes to certain roles, and I think he really shines as the bad guy. I mean, he's a wonderful bad guy. So playing Black Panther, I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting. I'd like to see it. I wouldn't be able to have a full opinion unless I saw him maybe try out for the role to see how he did. But I mean, the bad guy in the next Black Panther, heck yeah, throw him in as the bad guy. But yeah, that's But a great actor, though. He did so good in quite a few movies as of recently, especially the Fast and the Furious kind of sub story with The Rock and Jason Statham. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Which Fast and Furious is that? 18, 20?
Yeah, right. I think it's what if they had 40 something?
Shaw
No,
and Hobbs.
that's the Hobbs and Shaw side story.
Uh,
It's Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, I believe.
okay. I think I saw 2 of the Fast and Furiouses before I jumped off that bandwagon.
Right.
But Hobbs and Shaw might be funny. I don't know.
It actually is. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of comedy to it. It's fun. I mean, there's a lot of scenes, stunts with the cars and everything where you're like, yeah, physics doesn't work that way. But the comedy and the action was awesome.
So,
in my opinion.
I thought I heard something about Chadwick Boseman had voiced some stuff for Black Panther animated series of some kind. Does anybody know anything about that? No? Okay.
Well,
I thought I'd heard something about it.
You got Marvel's What If. And
Okay.
What If scenario, supposedly T'Challa becomes Star-Lord. I'm not too sure if Chadwick was healthy enough to do the lines of the cartoon as the What If Star-Lord, but that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Okay, that might be what it was. I heard something about it, but, interesting.
It's funny because Marvel Studios isn't really just coming out with it. They're not saying, that the press keeps asking, it's how are you going to do this? And the question has come up on, it's like you're not going to replace his named character specifically in Black Panther. Will there be a new Black Panther? And I don't know, Marvel kind of hints to the fact that they won't, and they just keep on saying that the supporting characters are going to fill in the role this round. So, I mean, I agree with Robert that a new Black Panther is a way to go. Don't replace his character, but somebody else can take the mantle of Black Panther because that's exactly how he did it, and carry on the story that way. And they'll have to adjust the storyline in the Marvel universe and what they had planned for, but they can still stick to the comics just fine. They're not pissing anybody off. Everybody's getting along. Everything's sticking to one form of the book or other, and as long as they choose an equally awesome actor or actress, then I think it'll still go smoothly. But if they just focus on supporting characters, I think it's going to be a little bland. It's just you're going to feel this big gaping hole that's just going to be picking at you throughout the whole movie that Chadwick used to fill, and without anything to help fill that hole in some way or another, it's going to draw the movie down.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the route the Marvel takes. Hopefully they do create a new Black Panther that's just a different character, and his sister would be fine.
Yep.
And if Denai gets it, then hopefully she does an amazing job.
Yep.
No pressure, Denai. So anybody else? Comments?
Nope, that's it.
Robert, nothing?
Well, I said what I have to go. Okay, well, one more thing. I know a lot of people don't think, James, you don't think Edward Alba could be a good, you see him more as a villain. I just want to say that Michael Keaton was more of a comedian, and then he took on the role as Batman, and he's probably one of the best Batman ever. So I would say unless you see him, and he's done some good movies. He did one movie where he was a detective. So does he play a good bad guy? Yeah, but he could play a good guy. Yeah.
Hey, I want to see I want to see him try out for the character. You never know. He might surprise me.
Yeah. That's all.
All right, well, there you have it. So now we've had a good discussion here with the war between PlayStation 5 and Xbox and backwards compatibility and our thoughts on that, as well as the news surrounding Black Panther. You, as the viewers, this is your moment of fame to be able to take advantage of the comments below and add your own opinions. And what do you think about either of these two topics? And Of course, if you have questions or anything like that, and or specifically new topics you'd like us to discuss in the future, we will definitely consider it, and we might use your idea for the next show or one of the future shows. So use the comments, communicate, interact, and subscribe. We love it when you subscribe to us because it just touches us right here, makes us feel all warm and good inside, and then we think at the end of the episode, you know what? I guess we will do another episode. So subscribe. Yeah, we take bribes in the form of subscription. So subscribe, follow us, comment, and we thank you for watching here. And until next time, again, we have Lauren, Robert. We have that. Oh, there we go again. Wait, that way, Kiefer. Everything's backwards on my screen here. And we have the Tiffany, that girl right there, her. And all of these people are amazing. I'm James. I'm the guy that talks a lot. And we thank you for watching our wonderful episode, and we hope you catch our next one. Until then, everybody's like slowly going in. We're like, okay, bye.
Slow motion.